Dude, okay. Just got out of meeting with our accountant tax person. So we're moving out of the country. We live in Utah. We are planning on selling my husband's businesses and selling all of our stuff and moving to Costa Rica. We're doing it. The plan is to be out of here by July. So we've got 6 months to get everything done. Just so you know, moving out of the country is no joke. There's a lot of stuff to do, but I'm here for it. And everything is figure outable. So let's go, I say. So this is the thing I wanted to share. This is crazy. I did not know this. So when we moved to Costa Rica, because we were born a US citizen, we will have to continue to pay taxes in the US. It doesn't matter if we live in Costa Rica somewhere else or not. So forever till we die, we have to fill out forms and pay taxes to the US. Okay, that's crazy. So apparently we are the US's bitch until we die. Okay, what? That seems wrong. Anyway, not only that, guess who else is the US's bitches until they die? Our kids. Because our kids were born in the US, even though they're young and little right now, when they start making money in Costa Rica, they have to file forms and pay taxes in the United States because they were born here. Wait, what? So, yeah. That just seems crazy to me. I'm like, that is so wrong. What? I used to think America was this like amazing country. Like, wow, I want to live in America. This is so amazing. And the more I'm learning about it, I'm learning even more as I'm like having to figure out what it would be like to move to a different place, that they still own me and they own my children who will never work a day in the US in their life. And yet they're still paying their money to the US. Anyway. Something I wouldn't have known unless I was moving. So I was just going to share that with you. That's a little bit crazy.
Hey, so since we don't have real news in the United States, I was wondering if all of you outside of the country could do me a solid. Just tell us what's happening. Please tell us what's happening in our country. Could you let us know? Because honestly, we have no idea here. How bad is it? On a scale of 1 to 10. I actually never knew how much of a bubble we live in the United States until I traveled outside of it. It is absolutely insane. We live in our own little fantasy land here. That's why I recommend everybody get a passport. Travel outside of these borders. Because if you travel and you see from the outside looking in, you will never be the same. Travel is the best education you can get, and there is no way you can see what is happening in this country right now and agree with it if you've traveled more than once. I just don't see how that's possible. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're a friend in Europe or Australia, let me know what's going on, because we honestly, here in the States, we have no idea. Nobody's telling.
Welcome back to this channel. Subscribe below and tell me your thoughts in the comment section, because of what you are watching here, the clips you're watching. I know you have something to share to me. Tell me, or else to what I'm saying, when I'm saying something and you feel like I'm offending you in any way, I'm sorry, but it's my duty to tell the truth. So subscribe, share, and leave a comment in the comment section. But before then, maybe God sent you here to watch my video. Not only watching, but he wanted to use you as a vessel to connect me to somebody, to my destiny. Share the video to somebody. Maybe God sent you for a reason. You're here for a reason. Before the video continues, I'm giving you 2 seconds. Subscribe. Also, like the video and share to somebody that you feel like they might see this. Or just pin my link under your video on your channel. They might come and support me. You never know. Maybe God sent you for a reason here. So, let's start the video. Recently, America has been facing so many challenges, crises, layoffs, deportation, leaving America for other countries for affordable life. But let me ask you a question. Do you think, or do anybody think of Americans, yes, are moving to other world? Yes. Are you thinking of how much are they going to cost that country? Not the country. Okay, they're coming to live in Africa. They'll give us money. I know that, right? But people who have been living there for ages. You know, in Kenya, we have this community called, it's from Somalia. They come and live in Kenya. They build in Kenya their own very, very strong and beautiful buildings. But the rent in that house is expensive than anybody living around here in Kenya. So you find that these people are coming here to build the house, yes, because if they have money, to build the house for in Kenya. But now, do you think of how are they costing this country? How are people in this country going to live? American moving to Kenya, he can buy a land and build a house within a month if they want to. But they are unable to buy a house in their own country. Why?
Americans have started to leave the US because of the rise of authoritarianism. And this is something that should absolutely not be taken lightly. I literally saw a report this morning from Australia talking about how they have some applications from this year of people seeking human rights shelter because they are scared of what's going to happen to them. They want to have a backup plan if things go to shit so they can go to Australia and get a visa. And that's absolutely nothing new. Canada has also opened up a program to Americans that may potentially want to leave the country as a sort of political refugee. While that might sound crazy, we are absolutely entering into an era where this is something that people are starting to consider. And even some professors at Yale and other colleges in the US who teach about the rise of authoritarianism and fascism have left the US or have at least started to make plans to leave. And if that's not a wake-up call to other Americans to rally together to join the fight, I don't know what is. The president should not be able to send armed troops to terrorize American citizens. People should not be able to be kidnapped regardless of whether they're foreign born or American born, nor should they disappear. So I would really look long and hard into your decision to be apolitical right now because things are changing rapidly in a very bad direction.
It does not cost a lot of money to leave the United States. I've already left the United States once and I will be leaving again in less than a week, and it does not cost a lot of money. So let's get into the breakdown of what it has cost in order for me to leave, as well as my cost of living while living in Bali. So my visa for 2 years is $500. Everybody's visa is going to be different. There are different visas that you can get. The one that I happen to get happens to be $500 for 2 years. Second, I fly for free. You can go see the pinned video on my page. I fly everywhere for free. I never ever pay for flights. Next, my apartment in Bali is $650. That includes water, utilities, gas, everything like that. It also includes breakfast and daily maid service as well. My car over there, or my scooter, cost about $70, $75 a month. My total cost of living, including eating out, yoga, everything like that, is around $2,000 per month while living in Bali. Whereas living in the US, my cost of living exceeds somewhere around like $6,000 to $8,000 per month. And if you're like, Andrea, I don't know what to do, I've already looked for remote jobs. There are teaching jobs. There are ways that you can translate English. There's so many opportunities out there, you guys. Please do not limit yourself and say that there's poor people can't leave the United States or that you don't have enough money to leave the United States. Like, do not limit yourself. Do not say those things. Do not believe those things. Believe that whatever you put your mind to.
They have to buy a house here or something, and then they build a house. So it means that anybody who is in Kenya and has a land, he or she has to increase the price of his land. For anybody in Africa to maybe live their life here, maybe to get certain things from the land, to get the profit. But what if somebody who is living in Kenya, Thailand, Namibia, Nigeria, or any other part of the world, South Africa, wants to buy the same land? The land will cost so much because they know that there are in this country there's people who are coming from America. They want to buy lands. So you see, us, we want to be able to live our life peacefully in our countries because people are coming from America to come and live in Africa. You feel me? So this is costing African economy or any other country's economy, not just the country, but people who can't afford that life. There's somebody who is living in Thailand from America. Actually, he's a black person, and that person is making a lot of video. He is living on 8th floor. I think 8th floor. Yeah, and he's like, my house is so cheap and affordable life. I'm living affordable life. Isn't this not what we have been praying for? I know, yeah, you have been praying for, but now there is somebody who is living in Thailand, but he can't afford that house. Where will he live?
I moved to Mexico from America in 2024, and here's why. Hi, my name is Drew. I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas, and lived there my whole life. And recently, me and my wife decided to move down to Mexico full time. Let's talk about it. Obviously, there are tons and tons of reasons. I just kicked the camera. If you move to another country, you should have tons and tons of reasons for it. But here are the few main reasons that we moved to Mexico. The first reason is absolutely going to be cost of living. Everything here in Mexico is going to be much more affordable compared to America, where we are coming from. Now, my wife and I are still earning an American wage here in Mexico, which does help keep more money in our pocket. But there are several things, including housing, groceries, gas, medical care, pretty much everything that you need to live in Mexico is going to be much more affordable compared to anywhere in America. The second main reason for moving to Mexico from America is going to be the better lifestyle. Better lifestyle is relative to like the lifestyle that you want to live personally. But for me, we moved from Dallas, Texas, which is a big business-centered city, to the coast of Mexico. A much more active lifestyle and much more to do for me and my family than we did before. Now, it is much less crowded, which is a plus. Coming from Dallas, we were in a city of 8 million plus people. So you're really kind of like jammed in on the highways. Everywhere is, it's rush hour from 9 to 5 the entire day. That does not exist here. Now, typically you would think it's hotter here in Mexico, closer to the equator than it is in America, but that's just not the case. I think the hottest day here gets up to the low 90s. And in Dallas, where we're from, it gets up to 105 degrees, feels like 115 with the, humidity. So down here, I would say it is a lot cooler. It's a lot more temperate, and you can enjoy the outdoors rather than having to stay inside where it's, much more manageable and bearable. The third main reason we moved to Mexico, and this is another kind of preference thing, is going to be a much more vibrant culture. There is going to be a little bit of culture shock when you move to any foreign country, especially out of the United States. Now, what do I mean by culture? Well, that's pretty much everything that encompasses living here. So the community, the food, the tradition, the colors, the art, everything here is much different than what you get in the United States and Texas, even though we are a border state. And you would think that there's a lot of Mexican culture involved in, Texas and what we have there, but it's far different. In general, I would say the community here is much more tight-knit and a lot nicer and kinder to one another. Where we are is a smaller town than Dallas by a lot, but everyone here is very friendly, looking after one another. All of our neighbors have been wonderful, and I would say people look after each other here a lot more. Now let's talk about the food. It is so much better, and like everything else, is so much more affordable. You're getting fresh ingredients. Everything in our kind of local community is locally sourced, and it's either butchered, picked, grown, whatever it is. Like, it's done relatively close, and so what you're getting is fresh, brought in every week by whatever the vendors are. And then if you do need your bigger necessities, you can always go to Costco, Sam's, the bigger stores that are, I guess in the bigger city. When you patron the local businesses, you're going to be very happy you did. Some of the best, most intense flavors, very classical Mexican dishes that you do not get in Tex-Mex. Some of the best baked goods I've ever had anywhere on the planet. And we've been all over Europe, all over the United States. When I say that the food down here is so much better, it is so much better. The nightlife is super popping. It's super friendly towards the LGBTQ community here. Generally in our area where we are, I can't speak for the rest of Mexico. Probably the biggest motivating factor for moving to Mexico would be moving out of the United States. Now, this might be a little controversial, but quite frankly, things there are getting a little crazy for my taste and for my family's taste. And with how, expensive everything is getting, how violent everything is getting, how divisive everything is getting. They just tried to kill a president, kind of getting out of the, tumultuous climate of the United States right now and experiencing other cultures. It is a very big challenge. You will have culture shock. You will be homesick. But ultimately, I would say my family, myself and my wife, and our dogs are much healthier, much happier. We're enjoying what we do a lot more. And I would encourage you to go abroad. It is something that you can do a lot easier than you think. And it was the right move for me. But if you're interested in just kind of following along on our journey or hearing us talk about more stuff or have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. I'm happy to engage with you guys. And
I'm not saying that American people should live in the country. No. Anybody needs to explore the world. Anyone is capable of exploring everywhere he wants, as long as he has what it takes him to be there or her to be there. But you don't have to rise the country's economy in the name of there is here some foreigner in this country, they have to buy this house on this price. Somebody comes here, he buys a 10M house, and then he just takes the house, then he lives there peacefully. And if I want to raise 10M for myself that I'm living in Africa, I won't be able to, because I can't afford the amount of money. So Africans or any other part of the world, tell me in the comment section, how has this whole thing of Trump's making his people to leave his country, to live in other part of the world, how have it costed them? People from Mexico, Jamaica, tell me, people just at the black people, how has this cost the economy as people who have been living in that country for ages, for decades? It's high time we know that we are valuable, we have value in our country. There's no need of you appreciating somebody who come in a country as a foreigner to live because he is running from his own country's crisis. When they vote for this guy, they knew what they're doing. They are voting for a reason. They knew what they were doing. They are voting knowingly. But now, because the nail is hitting them in the head, they can't take it anymore. Now they are leaving America for a better life in other worlds, which are Africa, Asia, Mexico, many countries, they have shifted. Like, American dream is dead. In America, today in America, you can't give birth to five kids because where will you raise them? Today in America, a hospital bill is expensive than even the house rent. So it's better if you are just sick and go to the hospital, pay your bill, sleep there for some months, then come back to your house. Because the things are not easy in America anymore today. Things can't be taken easy the way we used to take things slightly. Life is unexpected, unaffordable, and unbelievable to Americans. And Americans, you know one thing, that black people are valuable. Anybody who is living in any other country of the world, and you have seen those people in your country, white people in the country, and now the house that was charging around 40K a month is now charging at 50 or 60K a month. How is it taking you, or how is it driving you as a person who has been living there for decades? This is Global Tales. Subscribe and share your comment in the comment section. Share the video, like, and I'll come back and reply to every comment that any of you would have given to me. I appreciate your support. I know God is working for me. I know you all coming there. I'm here for a reason. God is sending you here. There are many people out there to view, but you choose to view my channel because you love me and you want to see me growing, elevating, and making things happen. I love you and may God bless you. Till next time, I'm out, and peace.